afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. A very happy afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. There has been huge learning because of this presentation that I have tried to put together. So let us start by a small prayer in our mind. Let us thank the divine, thank our teacher, Dr. Nutan Pakhare ma'am, and all the other teachers who have been guiding us throughout beautifully in this 4 weeks journey of PPYG course. Thank you so much. And I shall start my presentation. I have taken the analogy of a rose, like the journey of a bud to rose. The same is the journey of a fetus to a baby. It is laden with thorns, yet it is so divine. And the bloom finally gives us so much of joy, and it spreads joy to the others. So that's the reason I've taken the analogy of a rose. Let's move ahead. So yes, this is the topic, complications in relation to pregnancy, and yoga therapy, how it can help in these pregnancy complications. So first, we understand what are the various complications that we come across. In the first trimester, you can see, so like I said, the analogy of a rose, here are the thorns, which are like a part and parcel of the whole thing. And talking about the first trimester, so there's this ectopic pregnancy wherein the fertilized eggs usually occurs at a place other than the uterus. Mostly it is in the fallopian tube. Then there are various reasons for miscarriages. It could be a missed abortion, it could be an incomplete abortion, or various ways of miscarriage happen. Then there are the torch infections that one needs to look into. There are these 5 infections that happen. Then also the placenta previa, of course, placenta previa continues in the second trimester, the third, and it could begin in the first trimester, wherein the placenta blocks the cervix either partially, marginally, or completely. Then there is the placenta abruption, whereas the placenta is separated from the uterus. There's also the issue of RH incompatibility that happens when the mother's blood group is negative and the baby's is positive, and there is incompatibility because of that. And then there is the molar pregnancy that is there. And we'll just move on to the, of course, there are other reasons like unwanted pregnancy, someone who's got pregnant accidentally, then that also in the first trimester becomes a big complication. Moving on to the second trimester, issues like hyperemesis gravidarum, there is a lot of throwing up, a lot of vomiting that happens throughout the day where the mother has to get IV fluid, etc. Then there is cervical incompetence. Sometimes the cervical is too small, insufficient for the baby to hold. Then the major ones are the gestational diabetes, where the mother did not have diabetes earlier before pregnancy, but now as she gets pregnant after the 20th week, it is detected that the mother has diabetes. Same goes with the hypertension. It is gestational hypertension was not there before, and now there is a rise in the blood pressure, which could cause more serious issues like preeclampsia, where there is protein found in the urine, and that could lead to eclampsia, which is seizures, and that becomes a very life-threatening condition. Then there are other congenital malformations that are detected through various tests that the fetus could have. And of course, there is the MTP, the medically terminated pregnancy, which happens in the 20th or 24th week. And the reasons could be various. There is some genetic defect in the baby, or there is some issue with the mother, illness of the mother, or it could be a rape case. It could be various reasons where the pregnancy has to be terminated medically. Next, moving on to the third trimester complications. Complications like varicose veins, edema feet, the Mula Garbha, that is the abnormal presentation. It could be that the baby is positioned incorrectly, the way it should be presented is not happening. It could be the breech position, it could be the shoulder position, face or brow, different abnormal presentations happen. Then there is the umbilical cord prolapse that happens. Sometimes there is pre-term labor, like before 36th week itself, the mother gets into labor for various reasons again. and that could give birth to a premature baby. And sometimes there is excess or less amniotic fluid. That is also the case. Moving on, why these happen as per Ayurvedic point of view. Now, as ma'am has given us in all the aspects, there is this Ayurveda point of view, which is beautifully shown. There could be various doshas, the Bija dosha is there, or there is Atma Karma dosha is there, Kala dosha is there. Uh, in not the right time, either the mother is too young or too old for pregnancy. So various reasons for these complications that arise. So I've taken here two cases. I'll just take the volume now. I've taken here two cases. One is conceiving at the right age, and one who's conceived at the later age. So I'll just turn the volume. So this is the analogy of Kavita. She has had two pregnancies, both normal. And other example I've taken is of my friend who conceived very late, and it was so life-threatening that at 24 weeks she had to get operated at a very critical stage, and she had almost lost her life because of that. So here I've taken the testimonial example for Kala dosha, that is late pregnancy. Moving on. Just say, yeah. So dealing with the pregnancy complications, yoga therapy delivers. Okay. So how yoga therapy plays a role in all these issues and throughout your pregnancy journey. So first things first, before we even get into the details of yoga therapy, it is very important that you as a yoga teacher, you as a teacher to the sadhak who is pregnant or who is expecting or who is planning the delivery, you talk facts, not opinions, which very clearly, so Dr. Sarita has also told us. You have to teach her the fertile period, the importance of folic acid and other important things that nutrients wise she needs to have. You need to keep a broad holistic view, not just very focused and narrow towards yoga only. You have to understand your role versus the doctor's role. No biased opinions against any doctor. Help the expectant mother relax. That is most important. That is how she will be able to conceive also, and throughout the pregnancy she'll be able to carry the pregnancy well. Ask about when she is pregnant, keep asking her about the fetal movements, and also it's very important that you take a consent from the doctor for the practice of yoga. Here I have just shown an example of the form which Dr. Sarita had given us, a questionnaire, which questions which we can ask to understand our sadhak better and to help her better accordingly. So here I've taken the integrated approach to yoga therapy. Now, AYG have also given the credit to SVyasa University, Bangalore, because that's where I learned this concept of integrated yoga, which is your entire, not just yoga asanas, but the entire gamut of therapies, which could be meditation, visualization during pregnancy, gentle yoga asanas, which are allowed in the complications, breathing techniques, pranayam, Ayurvedic therapy, which is important through the three dosha balancing, diet modifications. There has to be enough rest. The DRT, deep relaxation technique, yoga nidra has to be adopted. Pranayam, like I mentioned, mantra chanting, so important, and Ashtanga Yoga and Panchakosha. Now we'll just briefly look into Ashtanga Yoga, how Ashtanga Yoga in pregnancy can be connected. So especially the yamas, we know the 5 yamas, but very important is compassion, truthfulness during pregnancy, the niyamas of Saucha, cleanliness, Santosha, Swadhyaya, self-study, which Nutan ma'am keeps telling us about. Surrender. Beyond a point, there is something that you can know, and there are things out of your control. So surrender to the divine, to the universe. Then asanas, of course, the stability, strengthening, and space that Dr. Nutan ma'am has taught us through her book, The Ultimate Guide to Garbhasanskar. We've learned this very well throughout our 4 weeks of journey. So that in the asanas has to be adopted. There has to be right and relaxed breath till labor culminates. That is pranayam aspect of the Ashtanga Yoga. Pratyahar allows to better, there are heightened senses in pregnancy. Everything is the sense of smell, touch, everything is heightened. So you have to ensure pratyahar. Of course, in the, as Nutan has told us, 4th month, you have to giving to the cravings of the baby, the fetus. And dharana, focus on your breath, on positive affirmations. Dhyan is, of course, meditate, become aware of your own intuitive wisdom as a mother, and uh, the ultimate samadhi, knowledge of your supreme, indescribable miracle that is coming inside you. That is, you're making a human, which is a miracle in itself. And panchakoshas. Now, panchakoshas are the 5 layers of our body. Annamaya kosha, which all of us can see, feel every day, experience the blood and flesh that body is made up of the 5 elements. We have to nurture during pregnancy through the right diet, right ahar and vihar, so annamaya kosha. Then comes the pranamaya kosha. Of course, the uniform harmonious flow that moves around the body is the pranamaya kosha. And the each cell of the annamaya kosha helps keep the pranamaya kosha alive and healthy. The mind, which is the mana, chitta, and ahankar. These are the, this is the kosha where the problems start. You think negative, you overthink, you have grudges against people, or you have envy, jealousy, whatever. These, the mind level, the manomaya kosha can either make or break your pregnancy. So, of course, meditation, positive affirmations, visualization, or maintaining a gratitude journal, all these things will help deal with the manomaya kosha. The Vijnanamaya kosha, your prudence, your intelligence, use your knowledge, now that we have so much of knowledge, we have gained so much of Vijnanamaya kosha from ma'am about how, the how and what and why of pregnancy. That Vijnanamaya kosha has to be used judiciously. And of course, the Anandamaya kosha, the bliss layer, the happy state of our existence. Let us all be happy in a state of, and try to be in a state of silence where there is complete harmony and perfect health. Moving on to the asana practice. There are some which are allowed and not allowed the first trimester, because the first trimester is more about stability. And when you have issues like, for example, in the first month, there could be reflux issues. Accordingly, you have to practice the asanas. You have, then for stability, you can practice Setu Bandhasan. If there have been cases of miscarriage earlier in your previous pregnancies, then you can practice asanas like Setu Bandhasan, modified Sukhasana, which I have shown in the next slide. And you have to avoid wide angle poses. And second trimester is more about strength, and you can start relaxing more, but relax on the sideways, not too long in the Shavasana on your back. And if you have placenta previa or in your 8th month, you can avoid hip opening asanas. Otherwise, it is great. And forward bends, if you have hypertension, too much of forward bending may not be right. Same goes with the third trimester, the space creation trimester, where there are issues like if you are having a tendency of, in your previous pregnancy, there has been a premature labor, or if you have placenta previa, again, avoid the hip opening asanas. You can practice more of breathing techniques, more of relaxation and meditation. So for all 3 trimesters, this works well. The pranayam, anulom, vilom, brahmari, ujjayi. Meditation and visualization. Vipassana, which is self-observation, analyzing, visualizing your body, and feeling the sensations that are running through the body. That is the Vipassana technique. Mantra, your mantra that you have been chanting throughout the 9 months. Yoga Nidra is great if you especially have trouble sleeping. Relaxation, sleep is very important for optimum health. So Yoga Nidra will help here. The Pratipaksha Bhavana and gentle Sukshma Vyayam is something you can practice even when you have let's say, very difficult pregnancy, like you cannot get out of the bed, you can still give your sadhak very simple sukshma vyayams, which could, help her keep some mobility there. Now here I have shown some asanas. So this is basically the different asanas that you can practice. Sorry. Yes. So you can take wall support. You can do modified variations with the chair, even the standing asanas for conditions like, say, for example, if it's a hypertensive case and she cannot stand for her, she gets under stress a lot. You can make her relax on the chair and do these asanas on the chair as well. Like these examples I've taken Vrikshasana with the wall, or the modified warrior pose, Veerabhadrasana 1 and 2, Uttita Parshva Konasana, like the other day we discussed, it stimulates the carotid gland as well and helps in gestational hypertension. And yes, moving on, the relaxation poses. Now, the way we relax is also very important. So, of course, Shavasana is allowed in the first trimester, but henceforth in the second and third trimester, use these asanas to, use these relaxing poses. Like the chair Viparit Karni is great for, especially if you have edema of the feet and, there's a lot of pressure coming on the feet. You can relax your feet slightly upwards on the chair. So you don't have to do a very intense leg raise, just chair leg raise is also fine. Supta Baddhakonasana with the help of pillows around you. And Shashankasana again with the wide legs and with a good support of 2-3 pillows. And Kridasana, you can keep a pillow in between your two legs, and I've shown two variations of Kridasana, 1 and 2. And this is a Shavasana, raised Shavasana, wherein if there is a reflex problem or there is an AYG issue in the second trimester, you can just slightly raise up yourself, take a lot of pillows behind you and take the support and relax this way. So these are the relaxing poses that I have taken, modified relaxation. Here again, I'll just unmute. I've done a Surya Namaskar. This is the Surya Namaskar for pregnancy that could be done maybe even with gestational diabetes cases also can practice this. It includes majorly Parvatasana and cat cow pose and Anjali Asana, which are all great for pregnancy, third trimester and second trimester. You can again use the chair and the wall for asanas, like there are Prasari Paduttanasana, Utkatasana, Tadasana is great, Trikonasana, Ushtrasana I've shown with chair, Majrasana of course. Either you do on the floor or the chair variation is there. Gomukhasana you can practice sitting in Sukhasana. Vishnu Asana is a wonderful asana where you have to lie sideways so there is not pressure on the belly, and you can do lesser range of motions in Vishnu Asana. And the Kantha and Skanda Sanchalasana, one for the neck and shoulders, where again the stimulation of thyroid and the carotid gland happen beautifully well. This is the yoga part of it. And again, breathing techniques, breathe easy from womb to world. This is a de-stress breathing that I've shown. Sorry. Yes, de-stress breathing. And the other various pranayams that we can practice, like reverse count breathing. If you are too nervous, too anxious, overthinking, you can't focus on anything, you can do reverse count breathing. There are others like Bhramari, Ujjayi, and Anulom, which you can do throughout the pregnancy. Mantra chanting can either be the Garbha Rakshambika Stotram, which one of ma'am's students had mentioned, and just a second, the volume is dropped. Yeah. Or you can do the mantra of your Ishtadevta, whichever God you believe in, or you can practice the Gayatri mantra, Omkar chanting, if you're a non-believer, if you don't know any mantras, even chanting Omkar is great. Do your best and trust the divine with the rest, that which is not in your control. And the affirmations play again a very big role. Your mind is basically nothing but the thoughts you feed it. So let the best motherhood manifest with your positive thoughts and your positive beliefs. Some of the positive affirmations I've mentioned here, you can practice these affirmations, or something which is very, specific to your own journey. You can practice that affirmation, and it could vary a bit trimester wise. But yes, your focus has to be on the baby, on your positive health, on the baby's positive health, and uh, believing that this is the one very spiritual journey that you are a part of. So this is how you can combat the complications. Yes. And yes, so this is where I complete my presentation. Gratitude to Nutan ma'am. Thank you so much. These 4 weeks have been life-changing, I would say, because there are teachers, and there are teachers who teach, there are teachers who take courses, but then there are teachers who add the emotion to the teaching, and emotion in the right way, because pregnancy itself is a very emotional journey, and you cannot teach it without emotion. That's definitely there. And you've done that very, very beautifully. So thank you so much for that. And my silent prayer again of gratitude. And like I mentioned, if the baby is healthy, the mother is healthy, the family is happy, the society at large benefits, the nation flourishes, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam happens. Very good. Thank you so much.